Guys, what is going on? What is going on? It's Monday, guys. It's Monday. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing well, right? You know? And guys, here we are, Here we are. Let's see, guys. Hold on. There was one. There was one. I want to show you guys. Oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, let me drop the link really fast. Razai, what's up, dude? Steve is here. Look at that, guys. Let me drop the link. And guys, make sure that you turn on your cameras, and then I'll let you up. Let's see here. Let's do this. 1 second, guys. Let me share my screen here. And let's break some news, guys. Okay, here we go, guys. Look at this.
Police have been reluctant to do, but it just happened in Utica. A rare arrest, and police did it to prove a point and get other parents to exert more authority over their children. This week, police arrested 36-year-old Nutro Muhammad. Authorities say her 11-year-old son has been involved in at least 4 felonies: robbery, fire at a Walmart, stolen cars, and more. Because of
at 11 years old.
His age, police say they can't charge him criminally. So they've turned their attention to the mother. Late today, Utica Police Lieutenant Michael Curley and I talked about some of the specifics of this case, why police and prosecutors took this very rare step, and what they're
Look at that, guys.
Comes
so now Glocktavia is going to jail for freaking Nug's crimes, right?
of it. What message do you hope that this sends to folks in Utica and beyond?
So this is a very unique situation, considering the age of the child, the amount of crimes that he's been in, the lack of the ability for the police and the community to really do anything about it, coupled with the fact that Raise the Age has just kind of run amok amongst the juvenile population with this case in particular, in the fact that under 12 cannot be prosecuted in any criminal facility or family court. We felt it prudent that we had to do something in this respect.
When you arrested this mother in particular and explained why she was going to be placed under arrest, what was the reaction?
I mean, certainly she was unhappy, as dictated by our press release, and certainly I think everyone can understand that by the charge in of itself, this is not the first contact we've had with this mother. It wasn't that a simple juvenile stole a pack of gum from a local convenience store and we're charging a mother for an uncare of a juvenile. This child has been in a multitude of felonies, to include robberies, burglaries, stolen vehicles, and a fire at Walmart. So it's not as if these aren't just true
look at that
public nuisance crimes as well. So this kid isn't just out stealing things, as we said. He's not throwing rocks through windows. This is a case where a juvenile has created a multitude of major safety issues, and the mom has just been unwilling to try to stem those behaviors.
And you're sure it's unwilling, not unable?
Well, I think there is a very fine line between unwilling and unable. Once you've been notified, informed, and offered services on a multitude of occasions, and you're just not taking advantage of those things, nor attempting in any facility to try to rein in your child's behavior, what are we as the public and we as the police to assist the public supposed to do? Just allow the kid to continue wanting?
And that's a good question, guys. That's a very good question. Because what are they supposed to do, right? What are they supposed to do? Whiteout, what's up, dude? Ancient Youth, what's up? Father, son, man, how you been, buddy? Yeah. Guys, so this is like in states like Texas, where if your kids don't go to school, the parents can go to jail. So if there's X amount of truancies, the parents go to jail.
Finally, committing violent crimes, and out there at all hours of the night without supervision. I think it was incumbent upon us just to prove a point that these kind of behaviors will not be allowed, obviously in very certain circumstances. Each and every time we've talked to mom, She either states she doesn't know where he is, or he snuck out, or he's out doing things. And these crimes aren't just occurring at 6 p.m. They're occurring.
Isn't it funny, guys? Once again, in the black community, guys, we have this
always was the black queen, mama.
Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's crap. Insane.
At 1 a.m., at midnight, and later in the morning hours, in which it is their due diligence and their care to make sure their child has proper supervision. And each and every time we've encountered this child and brought him home and spoke to mom, we found that it has been a lack of all care, supervision, and neglect potentially. I mean, obviously that's a charge that can be explored later down the line, but things that just cannot continue due to one, the age of the child and the serious nature of his crimes.
Is there any worry that coming down on mom could make the life of the child worse if mom is saddled with court time, fines, whatever, potential jail time, something like that, that things could end up worse for the kid?
Understood. It's a concern. However, I think in this case, it is endangering the welfare of the child. So we are arguing that mom's behavior has created a situation which either allows this child to act in this behavior or has been unable and unwilling to take care to cease this behavior. So I would argue that mom's own behavior has created the situation in this child's life that he is just free and wanton to do what he wants. And we need to stem that behavior somehow. And if this requires mom to get the services, to adhere to the services and comply with services, I think we've helped the child in the long run.
There you go, guys. Cooked, right? Good. Look at that. And family of 11-year-old who gave birth? Wait a second. Hold on, guys. Let's do this. Look at this, guys.
Nobody, not even the neighbors. They say things, but they don't know what was going on.
Look at this.
Tonight, we're hearing from the grandmother of an 11-year-old girl who gave birth over the weekend.
What?
Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Naomi Kidd.
And I'm TJ Eckert. The Muskogee County District Attorney's Office charged the 11-year-old's mother, Sherry Walker, and stepfather, Dustin Walker, for child neglect.
2 News.
Good. Good. Look at that, guys. An 11-year-old. What is going on?
Oklahoma's Isabel Flores listened to the grandmother, who believes that people have the wrong idea about her family.
I went to Dustin Walker's house. The assistant district attorney said the 11-year-old lived there with him, her stepfather, and biological mother.
Jesus, look at this. Guys, you guys know how I talk about Nug and Glocktavia. Guys, this is the white equivalent of Nug and Glocktavia, right? Redcap, don't put this word in the chat. Guys, please. Guys, code your language, please. Guys, don't put SA, put grape with a G. So guys, don't put that in the chat because the YouTube police will get us. Guys, this is Trailer Trash, Tammy, and Cletus right here.
3.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Her next
Cap, that's perfect. Yep.
door neighbor shouted to me nobody was home, so I talked to her instead.
This is getting to me, and I've talked. I said, they're not doing nothing. They're not helping them kids, and I've called.
While I spoke with Cheryl Atkins, I noticed this lady filming across the street, but I continued on with the interview.
They have no running water for the last 2 or 3 years.
They don't have running water for the last 2 or 3 years. But guys, I thought all white people had privilege in America, right? Now, guys, they are a piece of trash. But guys, this is proof once again that, guys, it's not about race. It's about class. You know what I'm saying? Guys, the rich, powerful people use race to divide all of us working class people who are getting boned by the rich.
They have dogs in the house. They have cats in the house. 6 children.
When we got to the home, there was some trash in the yard, a broken window, and a bungee cord holding the door locked.
The oldest is 11, and everybody else is younger.
Once Atkins and I finished our conversation, I approached the woman who's filming.
Hi there.
I found out her name was Michelle, and the 11-year-old's grandmother.
We didn't know this was happening.
Yeah, right.
You've been had.
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
None of us.
How do you think your granddaughter got pregnant?
She keeps telling us that it was the little 12-year-old boy that I used to keep. I babysit. She keeps telling everybody.
Clown world, guys. Look at that. Sad, isn't it? Guys, here we're looking at one more story, and then we'll get in the topic here, right? Lilith, guys.
We are learning more details this afternoon about a Rotterdam woman accused of running a prostitution operation in multiple capital region areas under the guise of a massage business. This comes after the FBI raided 2 of those businesses yesterday and arrested Qingxin Xie, who's also known as Coco, and is now facing multiple federal charges. Let's head over to Benny Nazai, who is live for us.
Look at that, guys. So the cops kicked the door in. Isn't that funny, guys? How do they always blame us men for sex work, guys? I think it's over 50% of all the people involved in sex work are females, meaning like all instead of pimps, there's madams. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
In Waterford and has the latest details on this case. Benny.
Well, Rachel, we're here in front of Sun Spa, which was one of the businesses part of yesterday's FBI raid. And I'll step out of the way so you guys can see this, where there's now an order to vacate sign on the front door posted by the town of Waterford. The FBI also raided Mood Spa in Rotterdam yesterday, which Shia also ran. Now, according to a criminal complaint, Shia is facing racketeering charges for managing a prostitution business through her spas in Waterford, Rotterdam, and East Greenbush. Authorities had been investigating this for nearly 2 years and was done through physical and electronic surveillance, as well as customer and financial document reviews. Now, in that complaint, prosecutors say that sex services were advertised online with girls in suggestive clothing. Investigators interviewed people coming out of the spas who said they had paid around $200 in cash for sex acts or sexual intercourse through a cash-only business. In addition, court documents show that investigators surveilled Shia and was seen depositing large amounts of cash into ATMs and was able to purchase a vehicle. Her East Greenbush spa closed in October of last year, shortly after a raid, and investigators say sex acts were also being done at a motel in Colony. Now, Shia was scheduled to appear in the district court today for a detention hearing. However, that has been delayed as court documents show that Shia will need some more time to understand some of the charges against her and her.
Pyro, what's up, dude? Jamaica's in the house, man. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you, man.
Bomba native language of Mandarin. A new court date has not been made at this time.
Oh, this is
that update later.
I was trying to show you guys.
New now, a Baldwin County woman accused of putting a tracking device on her ex-boyfriend's vehicle twice.
And get this, police say just 1 week after she bonded out of jail for the first crime, she did it again. Sue Bliss now facing 2 charges of first-degree electronic stalking.
And tonight she's out on a $15,000 bond. Natalie Williamson now with your late reporting.
Do you think that if a guy did that to his girlfriend, they'd let him out on a bond? No.
Tonight, a Baldwin County woman is accused of stalking her ex-boyfriend by putting a tracking device on his vehicle.
Damn.
According to Loxley Police, 42-year-old Sue Bliss put a magnetic tracking device on her ex-boyfriend's car to annoy and harass him. After police arrested Bliss earlier this month, Sergeant Zach Koiken with Loxley Police says she bonded out only to do the same thing.
Look at that.
It was a little over a week later that he discovered an additional device on his car, and he again reported it to Loxley PD.
Koiken says Bliss was arrested and charged with first-degree electronic stalking for a second time.
You got to be careful out here, guys, with these 304s, man.
Now she's out on a $15,000 bond. Bliss isn't alone. Recent cases show others allegedly using technology to track victims. In Mobile, court records show Tavoris Carlisle is accused of hiding an Apple AirTag on a woman's car. And in Baldwin County, Scott Miller allegedly hid one inside someone's trunk.
Damn.
If you have an Apple iPhone, you will typically see a screen like this if an AirTag has been detected around you. Koiken says not all devices will give you that message. So if you think someone is tracking you, carefully search for the device and contact police immediately.
Look at
It is
that.
still a very serious offense.
That's crazy, guys. Look at that. Oh, well, no.
News in the mid.
Carol was 52.
Was
Mid-South.
tonight, the comedy world is mourning one of their own. Nationally known comedian Reginald Carroll was shot and killed in South Haven.
Guys, wasn't this the guy that was with Cat Williams when he tore apart that Wanda Smith chick? I think it was. I think this was him. He got shot and killed. Damn, that sucks, man. Wow, look at that, man. Huh. That's crazy. Anyways, guys, look this article right here. Nearly 4 in 10 Gen Z college grads are giving up on using their degrees, says a poll. Look at that. King Raymond, what's up, dude? What's up, man? Look at this, guys. What is this?
Okay. We're practicing. We need more.
I don't know. Okay, so nearly 4 in 10 Gen Z college graduates are opting away from the white-collar work that their degrees prepared them for, instead choosing blue-collar jobs amid an uncertain job market, according to a new poll. Now, guys, we're already starting off wrong. Because if you have a degree worth a damn, there is no uncertain job market, right, guys? All my friends that are engineers, lawyers, doctors, economists, IT guys, accountants, right? They don't have problems with their degrees, you know? Lenny, what's up, dude? Steve, what's up, man? Let's see. So the survey of more than 1,400 Gen Z adults found that 42% of Gen Zers are currently working in or pursuing a blue-collar or skilled trade job, including 37% who have a bachelor's degree. Gen Z is being more realistic. Why it matters. So the blue-collar share of workers has grown since 2020, despite often being seen as less prestigious. These jobs often have greater ability and higher job salaries compared to entry-level positions for more white-collar work. Guys, this is true. Because, guys, anyone who's Generation X, so anyone who's like 44 and above, guys, we were the first generation that was like basically forced into college, like saying, oh, well, not forced, but propagandized that college is the best way to go. Guys, put a 1. When you were young, you were told that if you joined the military or if you had a trade, you were basically a moron, right? That the only people worth a damn were the ones who went to college. You know, Richard Brown says 50% of lefty females are on psych meds. Facts, yep. Okay. But guys, prestige is not having debt. Prestige is having essential work where you never have to worry about a job. And even if you do lose your job, you can get another one tomorrow. Prestige is having a job where you work from like 20 to about 31. And then you have a skill where you can start your own business and pay other guys to do it for you and make even more money, right? That's prestige. Look at that. Kevin says he didn't listen to him. He's debt free. Yep. JD, what's up, man? Yeah. Gen Z, that includes those born from 1997 to 2012, have been described as a tool belt generation, with college enrollment falling fast from 2019 to 2024. During that period of time, the numbers of bachelor's degree students fell by 3.6%, and associate degree enrollment dropped by 15.9%. That's a lot, guys. Look at that. But even those with a degree might be turning to blue-collar work due to today's difficult job market. In the new report, 37% of those with a bachelor's degree were working blue-collar or skilled trade jobs. Trade jobs offer a smart and rewarding path for many, especially those who prefer hands-on work and practical learning over traditional classroom settings. They provide faster entry into the workforce, often without the burden of student debt, and also offer strong job security with less risk of automation or outsourcing. You guys, we talked about AI, right? Guys, that'll be the day that they can make a robot that'll go to your house and figure out your plumbing issues, right, guys? You know what I'm saying? These jobs often begin with apprenticeships and can lead to career growth through specialization, supervisory roles, or even business ownership, making trades a viable and stable long-term career solution. But Gen Z men were significantly more likely than Gen Z women to choose blue-collar work. You think? What? They think that that's some new, like revelatory fact? Is this revelation from on high? Why are people so stupid? Why? Even among those with degrees, 46% of women were working in, even among those with degrees, 46% of men were working in or pursuing trades compared to 27% of women with degrees. But guys, what excuses do you think that they're going to say why these women aren't choosing trades? It's because of the patriarchy, right?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
It's because men hold us back, right?
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Clown world. So for those who did choose these blue-collar jobs, avoiding student debt and reducing the risk of being replaced by AI were major factors. Gen Z's being realistic, says HR consultant Bryant Driscoll. They've seen older generations grind in corporate jobs only to be left with burnout, layoffs, and shrinking returns. Blue-collar work often offers something corporate America no longer guarantees, and that's stability, tangible skills, and union protections. Roughly 30% of those working in blue-collar jobs said trade jobs offer better long-term prospects, and 19% said they couldn't find a job in their original field. Another 16% said they weren't earning enough with their degree, and 25% said these jobs are that blue-collar jobs are less likely to be replaced by AI. Someone says it's getting harder to find good-paying white-collar jobs, and many of the ones out there don't pay enough to justify the debt that students take on to get the degrees. And guys, that's true. That's why there's a shortage of general practitioners, because starting out doctors don't make enough money to justify their degrees. Guys, I will repeat what I just said. Starting out doctors, general practitioners, do not make enough money to justify getting that degree. Absolute clown world. Look at that. On top of that, companies have slowed hiring, so a lot of graduates aren't even landing jobs in their field of study. Someone says more Gen Z college graduates are turning to trade careers, and for good reason. So many are concerned about AI, while trade jobs offer hands-on work that's difficult to automate. Additionally, many grads find that their degrees don't lead to careers in their field, prompting them to explore more practical, in-demand alternatives. Yeah. For Gen Z, blue-collar work often means quicker training, lower upfront costs, and jobs that feel more secure in the face of automation. That combination makes it a practical alternative to pursuing a 4-year degree. Facts. While their classmates are drowning in $100,000 student loan debt, these Gen Zers are earning while they learn. So many are concerned about AI replacing traditional white-collar roles, while trade jobs offer hands-on work that's difficult to automate. Facts, guys. We've known this the whole time. Guys, if you're a young guy and you don't know what to do with your life, guys, try out being a mechanic or something where you can jump into it and make money and figure out if you want to do it or not. If this trend continues, college enrollment could decline while demand for apprenticeships and trade programs rises. Longer term, as more workers pile in these fields, labor supply could increase and eventually put pressure on wages. That shift won't happen overnight, but ripple effects on career paths and the workforce as a whole could be significant. And guys, the more people who decide to not go to college, the more likely it is for tuition costs to come down. You know? But guys, that's not going to happen because these 304s are always going to go to college. Always. Look at that, man. If more Gen Z workers choose trades, then employees will finally have to rethink how they treat white-collar workers. It also strengthens labor power in industries that are critical to infrastructure and everyday life. This isn't Gen Z settling. This is Gen Z rejecting a broken promise and building careers on their terms. Facts, guys. Facts. Now, guys, look at this. Hold on. 1 second, guys. What in the world? Hold on, guys. Okay, here we go. Okay.
Disagree with you about college is a scam.
Okay.
I'd like to disagree with you
All right,
about college is a scam.
Okay.
Just because there's 50% of people who you say don't need college to get a job, why would it be a scam? There's a social impact about college, on America. College is, good.
The majority of kids that go to college when they graduate have a lower view of America than when they entered. Do you think that's a troubling thing?
I think just changing your opinion doesn't really matter too much.
Do you think that college teaches responsibility and hard work? And
Sure.
Okay. Well, I find that hard to believe. Why is it that employers are more and more not wanting to hire college graduates and they actually want to hire people that didn't go to college?
What employers?
You can name them out, man. Walmart just got rid of their, even in their corporate level, so you don't need to go to college. Koch Industries, one of the largest employers in the country, from Georgia Pacific Railroad to Dow Chemical. They said we no longer want kids that have gone to college because they end up causing problems because they're super entitled and they have all this like left-wing nonsense that they've been filled with.
Well, then you have engineers, doctors, lawyers, people that
Sure, we need that, but that's less than 20% of the people that go to college.
Thank you. That's a small group of people. Yep.
College.
Yeah, but
college
it'd be
is an
wrong to say
institution.
college is a scam if 25% of people.
Guys, I have a master's degree, and I can tell you guys, college is a scam. 2000s guy, dude, don't put this in the chat. Guys, come on, man. I need you guys to really, really code your language. Guys, please. Right? Guys, put PDF. Put the letters PDF. But guys, any type of essay, any sexual anything, guys, please don't put that in the chat, please.
Become great people. Lawyers, doctors, engineers.
That's
able
not
to
what
really
college
help the
currently
world.
is, though. Again, I'm happy to have you read the book. College is a scam. I wrote it. I can have a more wordy thing, which is the vast majority of people that go to college are receiving a scam for the money that they're borrowing. Vast majority. Of course, there's exceptions. You can make whatever you want with your life. I mean, you could. But I mean, when you enter into an enterprise, you need to know that you are
going to college
Let
make
me
more
prove
money
this
at
to
the
you.
end.
How many of you guys have to take classes that are a waste of time that you wish you wouldn't have to take? Every single hand. You're being scammed against your will to take classes.
He's right, guys. That's why in the UK, college is only 3 years. I think in Germany, you can get a bachelor's in 3 years because you don't waste your freshman year taking useless classes. Guys, I remember freshman year, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I taking these stupid classes? Why?
Classes that make you go further into debt. Why can't you say, I don't want to take this class? Why as a customer, you can't say.
Can you do a differential equation?
You what?
Can you do a differential equation?
Can I do
Can you explain to me the anatomy of a human?
Like somewhat off the top of my head.
You know what psychology is.
Yes, I do know what psychology.
Okay,
I've read
can you
Freud and I've
explain
read
it
Jung.
to me?
Do you want me to explain psychology?
Well, you can explain it to the depths of a bachelor's degree or a PhD.
Well, hold
or
on a second.
master's.
Time out. I've sat here with no notes, no phone, and debated people with
Yeah,
PhDs,
because you study
masters.
this because it's your job.
Hold on. I didn't go to college, man. That's the point. Is you can do whatever you want without a college degree. You can listen to podcasts, read books. You
Think
don't
about
need
if
to go.
Gauss wasn't able to go to the University of Göttingen. That's
Say-
literally the reason.
I can't hear what you said. What did you say?
You know Gauss, right? Mathematician.
Yes, vaguely, sure. Okay.
Vaguely?
Yes, vaguely. Yeah.
Oh,
Do you know who
okay.
Milton Friedman is? Do you know who Herbert Marcuse is? You know who Thomas Sowell is?
Do you use a phone?
Do you know who Gouverneur Morris is?
Well, that's because of Gauss.
No, you don't. So I could do gotcha too.
Like
so before
Euler
you try to
went
get
going
off
to
your ivory
university
tower
is the
and understand
reason that
not everybody.
he was able to become so proficient in mathematics.
So here's
and
the
change
thing.
the world.
The majority of kids that go to
Most
college
people
are
that get
more
a
depressed than when they
PhD
enter.
degree are able
Secondly,
to perform much better in their field than someone who doesn't.
Well, then, if that's the question, if that really is true, if college is this amazing accelerant, then why do so many people?
I wouldn't say it's an accelerant, but if you're looking at a field of science, right?
Let me finish, man.
And you want to
see, guys, this is how Gen Z debates. This kid here thinks that he's debating. He wants to do a monologue, right, guys? This is a dialogue, okay? Blackest Night says he has 3 degrees MBA, but his because look, he has MBA finance and construction, useful degrees. But guys, look, I'm from the Pacific Northwest. Guys, here in the chat, put the craziest degree that you know, like of a person that you know, okay? That you know personally. Guys, I know a girl who got her master's in liberal arts. She has a master's degree in liberal arts. A master's degree in liberal arts. Sick, what is this? You have a master's PDF? I don't know what you mean by that. But thanks for the $2.
Seriously. Garlic croutons, dude.
Let's
see. Patrick, what's up, dude?
Have you taken a communication course, or have you not done that yet?
You need a degree.
All right. Let me make my point. If that's the case, why do half of these kids end up with anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 in debt, and they end up getting a job that says, "Oh, sorry, you never needed the degree in the first place"?
Yeah. Yep.
Why is that the case? Tell me.
Someone said theology. Yeah. Liberal arts. Yeah. Marketing. Yeah. Yep. Brian says he has his HVAC certificate. There you go, man. Look at that, making that money. Oh, there. A marine biology. It's not even worth the paper it's printed on.
People on average, once going to college, make more money.
Well, that's not true. They end up getting a job. That's only if they graduate and it depends on the field of study. Do you know?
Guys, and even if you were to say that the average person makes more money than the person that doesn't have a college degree, they don't count on the debt and the interest that they're going to have to pay. This is why I always tell you guys, if you have a guy who's doing HVAC making $80K a year with no debt, and a chick who's a lawyer making $90K a year but with $200,000 in debt, that guy is worth more and actually earns more than a chick. Even if you have a chick making 6 figures, and she has that law school debt, guys, because she's never going to pay that debt off, ever. Josh says, my sister's in debt for some liberal arts class. I can't remember which one. Damn. Look at that.
The average college graduate now is getting a job at $61,000 a year. The average plumber after 18 months, $68,000 a year.
Well,
the
sure,
average
but the
welder,
plumber
$72,000 a year.
With peers.
The plumber didn't go to college. The plumber went to trade or technical school. There's 11 million job openings that do not require a college degree in this country.
Well, who engineered the stuff plumbers use?
I'm sorry, what?
Who engineered the stuff plumbers use?
I'm sure someone here. I mean, it's like
someone with a degree.
It's like saying who designed
college.
the airplane for the pilot to fly. I mean,
someone with a degree that went to college. Pilots go to college.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm not saying you get rid of all places of higher learning. The way it's currently comprised for you guys, the amount of debt you have to go into, the classes that you have to take.
Don't get rid of places of higher learning, but then you go on to say college
every
is a
15
scam.
seconds. You're not debating in good faith because it is a scam. So let me ask you a question. Can you point to other things of American life the last 100 years that have been scams? For example, when they run an advertisement, they say, buy these pills because, we're going to make you super muscular. And they don't have all the fine print that it might not work and you have to have a monthly subscription.
Original, what's up, man? Steve is here. What's up, Steve? Patrick says 500K in debt just to work for Jack in the Box. Batty Commander, what's up, dude? Remixer, what's up, man?
We shut down that business for being
That's a little
scam.
different, though. That's a
How is
product.
it different? Hold on a second. When you show up to college, did they tell you you have to take all these classes that you didn't sign up for? Did they? Oh, it said that you're gonna have to take all these different classes. Did they tell you that half of you guys would not ever use your degree when you go into your career? How many guys knew that? You guys knew that when you signed up?
Well, college is what you make of
you guys
it, right?
Well, then you're stupid, right? then you're stupid. Guys, here's the thing. When I was young, they just said going to college is the best thing to do. Guys, honestly, if I can go back again, guys, here, you know what? Let's punt the brakes, right? Punt the brakes, okay? There's two things that I would do, guys. I'm pretty successful in my regular life. I make good money. I have a good job, you know. But if I could do this again, I wouldn't do life the way that I did it now. Guys, I would, straight out of high school, I would move to Wyoming. I lived there for 8 months until I could say that I was a resident, and then I'd go to University of Wyoming. The cheapest school to go, the cheapest state school for the longest time was University of Wyoming, right? I go there, major in like accounting or IT or something, right? Or I joined the military. I joined the Air Force, joined the Navy, right? Go to get my degree, go to officer school, and be an officer in the Navy or the Air Force. That's what I do. Yeah. Like I look back on like why I didn't do that, because I had student loans, but I paid them off. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have any student loans now, but I was paying on my student loans for quite a while. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a lot, but it was enough to piss me off. You know. And I know people that are my age that are cooked, because I'm 44. They're cooked because of their student loans. Can't buy a house, can't do anything. Credit scores jacked up. Didn't even take the cough period that Trump gave us to pay off student loans. They're just cooked. That's all I can do is laugh at them. You know. So yeah, guys, that's what I would do. I would either go to like the cheapest state school and major something, anything but engineering, but something useful, you know. And then I would, or I'd join the military. So
you guys are willingly participating in the scam. Good for you. The point is this, is that most kids know deep down they're getting ripped off. The number one.
Yeah, Patrick Black, school is a business. And guys, just like the workforce, where women went into it and doubled it and ruined wages, with schools is even worse. So Blackest Night says, I remember back when I was in college while delivering pizzas for Domino's, B-dubs laughed at me. Now I have I have 3 degrees, no student loans. Yeah. Yep.
One thing I hear from people across the country in corporate America, boy, college is a waste of time. Boy, I wish I never would have gone. Now I have $60,000 in debt, $70,000 in debt. I wanted to start a business, but now I don't have the credit to do it. Instead, we are wasting our most prized possession, our 18 to 22-year-olds, to go stick them at many universities when they shouldn't be here in the first place. And it is a failed project. It is making us poorer. And by the way, just look at the actual numbers over a period of time. Has it worked? Is homeownership now going up for young college graduates?
How are we going to blame that on college, though?
Because
it's a scam. Because it's a scam, you thunderhead. What are you talking about? How are they this stupid?
Some people are really fucking stupid.
It is the most equally applicable. It's the most equally applicable.
Korg, what's going on, my friend?
Thing across the board for a generation. So. And if you look at the average, how much debt do you have to go to school, by the way?
None.
Okay, wow. Are you on scholarship or?
Yeah.
Okay, so who's paying for your college then?
Probably the federal government.
Yes. Okay, so I'm paying for your college is what you're saying. My taxes are paying for your college. So wait, you're on grant or what?
I'm not going to discuss my college finances.
Okay. Well, no, this is really important. This is why you're so defensive of college. Yeah. This is why you're so forceful, because you don't have to walk around the rest of your life with $100,000 student loan debt.
I know plenty of people that have part-time jobs and go to college.
This explains you perfectly. I, the taxpayer, when I write my check to the IRS, I'm subsidizing your ability to go to college.
Okay. When I write my check to the IRS, I also give money for people to go to college.
You should have skin in the game. You should, and you don't right now. You are doing a freeloading thing. Of course you should be defensive of college.
I pay taxes. I pay federal taxes. I pay state taxes.
And you get it back.
I'm sure I pay a little bit more than you, but that's a separate issue. But the point is this, do you think you pay anywhere close to the tuition value you get at the school? Probably not.
Yeah, probably I do. It's like $5,000 a semester. It's a lot of money, but you get a lot out of that.
Hold on. How much is it to go to school here?
It's around $5,000.
So in-state?
In-state, yeah.
Okay, did that include room and board and tuition?
No.
Okay, how much does that cost?
Room, board, tuition, all of it's around 11,000.
11,000 a semester. So you pay $22,000 a year in taxes?
No.
Okay, right. So you're in a tax deficit, which means the U.S. taxpayer is subsidizing your education.
Cord, can you turn your camera on really fast? And then I'll let you up. Turn it on and turn it back off.
That's fine. I'm not faulting you for it, but this is why you're so defensive, is you're detached from the price. You're detached from the cost. It's easy to be defensive of something you're not paying for.
So scooting around, I saw some people with the shirt that says school, college is a...
Cord, yeah, that's you. Okay, here we go. What's up, Cord?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man? How you been?
I'm hanging in there. There we go.
No, you're all good, dude.
Get my trusty dusty. That kid,
yeah,
is he is so fixated on proving Charlie wrong. He doesn't. He can't see the big picture.
Yeah, he's arguing like a chick, right?
Right. What Charlie is saying is not everybody. So let's say we have 100 people. Not all 100 of you have to go to college.
Yes. Yeah.
So the 25 people, I'm keeping my percentages basic because there's somebody out there that's going to blow his mind. The 25% out there who need to be an engineer.
Uh-oh, Corey, you dropped, buddy. Uh-oh. Guys, and here's the thing. Here's how the scam works, guys. Remember, guys, propaganda works. You look at why people stop smoking. It's because they made a strategic propaganda campaign, okay? Imagine that you had Korg's school, right? Korg State School. And from 1865 to 1997, he had a business school, a math school, a medical school, and a law school. Well, guess what? They pressure all these women to go into college, and all these young men. Now, all of a sudden, Korg School has a sociology school, has a criminal justice department, has English, and they jacked the tuition up 195%. From when I started college to when I graduated grad school, tuition jumped up almost 200%, guys. At least. Guys, Brandon Perkins says college is a joke. Yep. Guys, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Guys, hit the join button. Oh, guys, you know what? I forgot, guys. The chat will go members only, guys. So guys, make sure to hit the join button for a membership. Mods drop the membership link. Corey, you still there?
Yeah. Am I back?
Okay. Yeah. Our devices keep disconnecting. So, yeah, guys. So all this is it's a scam, right? Because they jack up tuition and then they add these programs that they know damn well that they don't need. Why does Brigham Young and Penn State and all these universities need a criminal justice and communications degrees? Why? It's because they know people are dumb enough to pay for it. Cork, what were you saying?
Okay, so where did I leave off?
Oh, I don't remember, dude. Sorry. I
think I remember.
I was going on my diatribe.
So basically, out of the 100%, there's 25% that may need to go to college to be a doctor, to be an engineer, to be a chemist. Yes, we need those people. But for the average everyday person to have to get a 4-year degree just to have a bookkeeping job is just complete nonsense. From my perspective,
but here's Corey. The idea that everyone needs to go to college is clown world. The majority of people don't go to college now, and the majority of people have never gone to college.
I have 2 older brothers who never went to college, and they've always had jobs. The one should be retired, sitting on the front porch on a rocking chair, he still is working. Because
hey, so mysterious. Thanks for the membership, man. Appreciate that, my brother. Well, Corey, here's the thing: the whole narrative of women were educated. Guys, do you know that since the 1700s, women have always, on average, been more educated than men? Like the literacy rate for women has been higher in the West than men for hundreds of years.
So I have both an associate's and a bachelor's.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the biggest nitwits in the classes I took were women.
Yeah.
But I'll give you a good example here. So when I was working on my associates, just working on it, I was employed, and the girl I was dating at the time had a master's, and she was livid that I was earning more as a lower level developer than she could get with her master's degree. And she just could not get the math to work right on that. She said, how the hell is that possible? I don't know. But yeah, I leveraged my military experience, and that's the key. And a lot of IT people that I've met over the years, they either got their experience in the military, or some of them, just happened to get into doing some very basic work, and they just work their way up through the system.
Yep, that's how it works. Yep.
But that's not just for IT. There's a lot of different positions that I've seen people, and that's why I say to people, don't stop fixating on these 4-year degrees, and associates is just as good. Because you can get your basics on it, and that's good enough to propel you through life. Because I think you and a lot of folks in the chat, hey guys, put a 1 if you've never used the quadratic equation and you're still alive.
Put a 1 if you can't even spell quadratic to this day.
Exactly.
Guys, I have friends of mine. Guys, even guys. So most of my friends that earn more than I do either have an associate's or no degree at all. My friend, he doesn't even have a degree. He's an IT guy. He makes well over $350,000 a year. My other friend has his associates in IT. He makes a lot. Guys, my other friend has a bachelor's, and he said that if he could go back, he would have gone back and not got his bachelor's, because he wastes so much time taking math classes that he would never use in IT.
Right. And
why do you take linear algebra as an IT guy? It makes no sense.
One of the other reasons I tell people to get an associate's is you can do some of the basic accounting courses. So unlike these people who just barrel in and say, well, I'm going to borrow $100,000 to go to college. Well, at least now you've learned how to calculate the interest. So you're not like these people sitting in their car that can't believe that my student loan payments are $1,500 a month and I can't even buy ravioli.
Yeah. Yep. It's true. Guys, look, so those who got to use this degree, what do you do now? Guys, says bachelor's degree in animation. I deliver mail. Make this bigger. So because this is strangely the most popular post I've ever had on Reddit, I'm still getting blasted with replies. So I'm going to clarify things. I don't think animation is useless. I love animation. I don't think any degree in any field is useless. Oh, please.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
You're a clown. You're a clown. Of course there are useless degrees. And guys, you could say that there is no such thing as useless degree if certain degrees were free. If they were to unilaterally decide that like art degrees and stuff were like at a discount or were free, then you could say that it was a useless degree. Yeah, I mean that it wasn't useless. So it says there's always use in education. However, I took the quotes around useless to mean what others consider useless. As anyone who has pursued a degree in any kind of art knows, the world at large loves to tell you that your degree is useless. That being said, from my experience, a degree in animation versus a diploma in animation signifies only that you spent more money to receive less focus, blah, 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 blah. I made the transition because my mental health was just taking too much of a hit. Guy says, master's degree in animation, and I'm a font and web developer. I'm a front-end web developer for a company that uses AI to diagnose cancer. Guy says, I'm a BA in sociology. Got accepted to law school, but opted out because I was burned out. That has to be a woman. I work at a hotel and randomly fell into accounting. Now I have a CPA. Chick says, I got a BA in sociology and I'm applying to mortuary school. Damn. A psychology degree. I'm a bartender. Look.
Here's another concept. You don't, so an associate's is a 2-year, I think a baccalaureate is a 2-year. You don't have to do that in 2 years because I was stupid. I used my GI Bill, but I also cash flowed my way through school.
This guy says, got a psych degree, now I'm an electrician.
God, that's worthless, being the psych degree.
Yep. Someone says, oops, damn it. Sorry, guys.
If anything is voodoo, it's that.
Yeah. What do you do with the BA in English? This guy says cloud application manager.
Yeah. That's the problem. These kids are educated idiots. Again, they have a degree, but they how is it? I had a supervisor once describe someone as so damn smart he'd break his elbow trying to clean his own behind.
But guys, that's why lower level IT is such a hodgepodge of knuckleheads, because it's people that got useless degrees that read on Reddit that you can make money doing it, and that's why there's so many different dunderheads in lower level IT. Guy says BA in English, got into finance. I thought that I was avoiding math getting that degree. English major, and I'm a content designer for a tech company. English majors may be useless for pipelining you and getting a high-paying job. Now, guys, this has to be a chick, because a man would just end the sentence right here. But a chick has to say, but you can get there with experience, and I've always been able to find some kind of work. So, guys, a man would say, don't do what I did, but a woman has to save face. Has to. Look at that. English degree and basically an accounts manager for clients who utilize our discount program. So imagine like Groupon that has pretty big discounts. My writing ability pays off with my communication process, but this isn't what I dreamed of when declaring my major. Look at that. So this person's another psych major, English literature, technical writer editor for engineering operations. What a joke. Someone says, I have an art degree in glass art. I've been a professional glass artist since 2000. Started on the second largest commission of my career for $60,000 just with sculpture. BA in classical studies.
Scroll up. Stop.
That's expensive. Oh, yeah. Look at that. What a joke. Look at this. BA in classical studies. What a joke. BS in kinesiology. She's a software engineer now. Wow. Human development. The military officer. A philosophy degree. Ugh.
Well, so again, if you get a philosophy degree, the only place I know of that will leverage really well is if you go to get your Juris Doctorate.
Yeah. Guy says,
I was working on a legal studies degree, and one of my professors was a practicing attorney who had a bachelor's in philosophy, and he said he used that a lot to formulate not only his arguments, but how opposing counsel would try to counter the arguments.
Yeah, there's a couple guys that I know that major in philosophy, political science, sociology. Those degrees that used to be prestigious and useful like 70, 80 years ago. Like a lot of politicians back in the day in the 1800s, early 1900s had political science degrees, had sociology degrees, So this guy says an engineer, a physicist, a mathematician, and a philosopher are in a coffee shop. The physicist says, so engineering is just applied physics, right? And they all laugh. Then the mathematician says, well, that physics is just applied math, right? And they all laugh. Then the philosopher says, well, you know that mathematics is just applied philosophy, right? And the engineer says, shut up and make my latte. That's pretty funny, you know? Look at that.
Philosophy and math always used to be hand in hand for a long time. And actually, philosophy used to be part of the computer studies up until, I want to say, the 90s.
Yeah. Yep. There was another one here. Hold on, guys. Let's go to Reddit. Okay. Stop getting useless degrees. Well, get them. You can get daddy to pay for them, and you won't go into debt. But otherwise, a lot of degrees are worthless. Facts. Take liberal arts as an example. Everything learned within that degree can easily be learned outside of a classroom setting. Facts. I've taken those classes. I can finish it in a week. In fact, I did when I went to WGU. Sociology, U.S. history, communications, all liberal arts classes I took were a joke. Now, to clarify, I'm saying the classes and degrees are a joke, not the knowledge that I learned. I value learning, but if your plan is to do it for a career, you're wasting your time and money. So many times I'll see people on TikTok or other social media sites saying, I have an MBA, PhD, and can't find a job. And sure enough, they have some BS like a communications degree. I feel like boomers told kids to follow their dreams, and college degrees are now the new high school diploma without teaching them how to research different degrees and their prospective prospects. Facts. Yep. He says that's why I'm opposed to a free college. Not because I don't think degrees like STEM, some medical, accounting aren't valuable, because I know that my taxes will go to 5 million Emily's that want degrees in the social sciences. Yeah. Well, and other nonsense so that they can paint their hair blue and hate white men. Facts. Look at that, guys. Look at this. I do agree that there are a lot of degrees that can be considered a waste of time or not transferable to relatable job skills, but I think it mainly comes down to how someone chooses to use that degree, please.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Come on, man. The graduate has no drive, a poor resume, and not willing to put in an effort, and then, of course, that degree will be useless. What a joke. Someone says there are some degrees where no amount of drive will get you the job. Now, guys, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of a video that I did. I'll show you guys real fast. 1 sec. Guys, make sure to hit the like button. I appreciate that. Look at this, guys. 1 second. Let me find this dunderhead. Here we go.
Getting crushed by capitalism is like so cringe, but it's like it's happening to me. And like I got a PhD from Berkeley, and like I can't get a job to save my life. Like I got a soil biology PhD, and like now I'm a tutor and a babysitter and a dog sitter. And like part of that is because like I don't want to like move to some random place in the middle where like the other half is like they cut all the funding for science. And
look at that, guys. So
first of all, I find it difficult to believe somebody who uses like inappropriately throughout a soliloquy is that well educated, because she sure was brought up poorly. And I'm like, and then I'm like, and then I went to school like,
yeah,
and I'm like really, really smart, like, you know.
Yeah, and guys, she already said that she can find a job, but she's not willing to move. And guys, look, she's an idiot, because soil biologists, they can make quite a bit of money. Anything that has to do with soil, guys, big oil, a lot of here.
She won't do it. Steve, you're wrong. She won't do it, because I guarantee you she's probably one of those who's going to say, stop using oil.
Thank you. Or look, guys, look, she even says this.
Oh, God.
Someone says she talks about the ethics of it. Guys, these women, they will get high quality skills and want to give them away. Because there's no reason why she shouldn't be working for some food corporation, you know, making oranges that are 10 times bigger than what they are now. You know what I'm saying? Genetically modified foods corporation making $300,000 a year. You know? And one of her other videos, she actually someone had said like what she should do. And was saying, look, you can make a lot of money doing this with soil biology, because they use that to detect all types of stuff for like carbon and oil and modified foods and all this stuff. This dunderhead here is just an idiot, you know?
And like the biotech market is just like absolutely cratered. And like I have long COVID, so it's difficult for me to work like a full-time job. And just like I got on here to rant a little bit, but like
you guys know what I hear, right? You guys know what I hear?
Yep.
Oh my God, like what do we do? I just have to work. Getting crushed by capitalism is like so cringe. But
Lewis,
did she go into how much debt she's in?
Not yet. Hold on. I know that she took some of her videos down. But
I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but I never had like a Taylor Swift.
Ugh.
I'm
really
worried that I'm too old for this, but I'm 29 and I've never really listened to Taylor Swift.
You are annoying. Hold on, guys. There's a.
Why did you get a PhD in soil biology? What are you going to use that for? Do you eat food? Do you wear clothes? Do you think food comes from the grocery store? Like, I am constantly astounded by the low amount of education that people seem to have on the fact that our soils are degrading and that our agricultural system that supports us, our lives, is not doing so great.
So how can you not find a job then, you dumb? Someone says probably ought to put that PhD to work in an agricultural state. And she says, California produces the most vegetables out of all the states. So why can't you find a job, you dunderhead?
And in the coming years, we are projected to start running out of soil. And we're going to have to move our whole agricultural system around because the climate is changing, which I know is really like a hot topic and hard to believe. But like, I'm a scientist and I'm worried about you. Okay.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
I'm shocked.
She's full of herself.
Yeah.
I'm so smart, but I'm going to martyr myself.
Corb, when I first moved from the West Coast, I sounded like her. That's a West Coast thing. You know what I mean?
I know.
I'm so glad that I deprogrammed that from my brain. This is bad. And guys, she already said that she won't move to like the Central Valley or anywhere where there's actual agriculture. Yeah, Tim, it's a good question.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say. She's so full of herself, but she won't get up and move, because if she believed in what she's saying, she'd actually go to make an effort or make a difference.
Thanks, guys.
What are you studying?
I am studying creative writing.
Going to a private institution for a degree that typically does not have the best return on investment.
But I have a passion of writing.
But
so
is the degree required?
Do you have a degree? Yeah, I have a degree
in
liberal math.
Liberal math.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
What are you talking about? Liberal?
Oh, I know what liberal math is. Okay. Let me explain it to you. AJ, if you have 5 baseballs and you have 7 hamburgers, how does that make you feel?
No, it's if you have 2 testicles plus 1 dong, that must be a woman. That's liberal math. Oh no, guys, look at that, right?
can we get into?
I don't know. What can you get into?
What are you studying?
Graphic communications. It's a super basic art degree.
Okay, so unemployment. Got it. We built up $75,000 of student loan debt. Say the degree one more time.
I study Shakespeare.
Okay.
Speaking of
Shakespeare, lovely guy. What are you going to do with that?
Well, that's such a complicated question.
Oh, no.
No, it's not, you dunderhead.
This is where you just have to say, we come from different worlds. You're not going to understand this.
What do you mean?
You won't understand like the precarity and why it's really all right.
What do you mean though?
Like your reaction there was like, oh, I
studied music composition in college. I was in the College of Arts School of Music, but I asked the job and you didn't know what to say.
So I have a lot of experience working at writing centers.
Okay.
So I could be that, there's availability for those kinds of jobs. I also, something I really enjoy is like working with people who are like applying to college.
What do you?
Oh my God.
What a mess.
That's because that's because this BS of follow your passion. Follow your passion.
Oh, guys, they have more of these ones, the NYU Gallatin ones. Look at this.
Oh, hi, my name's Kayla. And
Hi.
I'm NYU Gallatin, and my concentration is economic inequality and the U.S. and Caribbean. Period.
You guys remember? I did this one last year. This
Yeah.
is the new crop of students.
Oh God.
Spiritual healing.
Hi, my name is Eliel, and I concentrated in Black storytelling. Hey, my name is Gabby. My concentration.
Guys, this is an expensive school. This school costs like $70,000 a year to go to.
What is Black storytelling?
Yeah, hey guys, I am Black and I don't know.
Well, okay. So AJ, you're Black. Tell me a story. There, problem solved.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
I went to the store and some white guy took my parking spot. Damn honky ass mofo.
Oh my God, all these useless degrees.
I'm Alexia, and my concentration is creativity as communication, how the arts act as a language outside of verbal communication. Period.
What an incredible group. The arts.
What a mess. I gotta go find this new one. What's this TikTok called? Let me see. ELIELLL. Hold on. ELIE.
And how many of them have student loan debt?
Here I have to say this because I have to find this and actually do another video because I didn't realize that NYU Gallatin had a new video about this. Guys, say repeat after me.
So you went to school in your
Would
late.
you like fries with that?
20s?
I'm not I finish in April.
Oh, you're still going?
I'm still going. I'm not paying.
Why I asked you how long the degree? You should have told me you're still fucking doing it.
I'm almost done. It was a 4-year degree. I took a little breaky, and here we are.
And nowhere in your plan has IT been in the plan.
It's not in the plan.
What are you doing? Why are you spending this money then?
Okay.
Why are you okay with just getting more debt?
I wanted to finish it.
You're finishing. It's $53,000 you owe now. I don't give a shit about a piece of paper that you're never going to use.
I didn't want to owe and not have anything for it.
Yeah, but you would.
Oops. Sorry, guys. There you go.
Sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah. Yeah.
My degree was in Chicano studies, and I got a minor in film.
Are you guys surprised?
What
Are you guys surprised? Look at the neck tattoo, guys. Look at the bull ring in the nose. Look at
You tell her she's a goddamn whore.
Look at that, guys.
Titus factory.
Look at this shit right here. Look at how she.
That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
My degree was in Chicano studies, and I got a minor in film.
What?
Chicano studies.
Hold on.
Give it
I'm
a
real white.
once.
Are you judging me?
No, I'm white. Very, very white. I am realizing now. So I'm Chicano.
Yes.
Is definitely not chicken. I do know that. Okay, I don't know what Chicano is.
Really?
It's my El
I'm from
Camino.
Michigan. I saw one Mexican my entire life until I moved to Texas. Please tell me.
What? You need to go to LA. Chicano, it's a culture. Mexican American.
And you got a degree in that?
Yes.
On purpose?
Kind of. I wanted to connect. Yeah, I wanted to connect to my roots. And
cool.
Couldn't she just talk to her grandmother to do that?
Seminar. Go to a cultural.
Say again, Corey.
Couldn't she just talk to her grandmother to connect to her roots?
Yeah, right.
Old
And her aunts
landmark
and
or read a
uncles.
book and then don't get a degree that is going to determine the careers you're going into right outside of college that you're then going to likely build for the rest of your life because you're not getting a job in Mexican American studies.
What a joke. What a here
Your
we go.
major doesn't matter. Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna have people flanking me in the comments. Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. Of course your major matters. Look, if you're not gonna be an engineer, a doctor, nurse, or like, it doesn't matter. Okay, let me tell you why. I graduated college early. I graduated in 3.5 years at like a really well-known school, very competitive school, very proud of myself, with a political science major.
Ugh.
You want to know what I wanted to do with that? Nothing. Do you want to know what I regret? My major, not because it's not useful, because I think I actually have a lot of skills from it that are very useful in everyday life.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
But because it wasn't enjoyable for me. Also, I'm walking on my treadmill very slowly. It wasn't enjoyable for me. Okay. But let me tell you, I am an exceptional writer. For my entire college degree, have been writing research.
You can learn how to write, guys. I'm an excellent writer too. I'm an excellent writer. That's always was my strong point, guys. I've been writing since I was little. Most of my writing skills I learned, during the summer because I would read a lot, and then my dad bought us books on writing and creative writing, and then writing for certain things. I would say the only thing college did was actually make me more long-winded. You know what I'm saying? But which is not good in your work. But yeah.
Paper, synopsis, capstones, everything. I'm an incredible writer. I know how to analyze data. Do you want to know what I do for a living? I work in social media. Do you want to know?
Jesus Christ.
God, she went from bad to worse.
Now, guys, look, hold on, dude. Hold on. Where?
You stupid woman.
There you go.
Now back to one of the earlier comments. You're familiar with Thomas Jefferson, one of the founding fathers and the author of the Declaration of Independence.
Mm-hmm.
He was an advocate at the founding of the nation that college should be free. There's a caveat to that. It was to be free to the point that, let's say somebody in the chat, I'll pick on Remixer. Remixer wanted to go back to school because he says, hey, I'm pretty curious about veterinary sciences. He could go into school and he could start studying veterinary sciences. And if he decided that, this is not for me, he could stop and he's not out any money.
Yeah.
But it's all about the continuing learning process. And that's what he wanted to see for this country. And there are countries overseas where, I think it's Norway, some of those others where, everybody goes to college, but it's not financially oppressive like it is here in the United States. And then they don't have those useless courses everybody has to take. Like I had one of my advisors was trying to beat me up on having to take some form of physical education. And I said, hey, when I got my associates, they signed me off because I've already been through basic training. Nope, now that you're on your bachelor's, you still have to do that. So I kept kicking the can down the road, ended up getting a new advisor. She said, you don't need to take PE. And she got me a waiver for it. But it's just the stupid stuff. What the hell purposes of physical education or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
No, you do in social media. You have to be creative. You have to analyze data, and you have to be able to write well. You have to be able to research things. So whenever I've applied to jobs and they're like, "Ooh, actually, you don't have a marketing degree. You want to know what? I have 4 years of experience under my belt in social media marketing with incredibly good results in social media. Your degree doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Do you want to also know what I'm doing with my time, with my degree and my incredible writing skills? I'm writing a fantasy series, a romantasy series, actually.
Oh, yeah, because that's going to do well. Please.
Dear Penthouse, you won't believe what happened to me last Saturday when I went to the baseball game.
Yep. And here we go. We'll end here, guys, because I'll set this down here in a little bit. Watch. This is from Zach Rios. He has a really good channel.
Gen Zers are jobless, and experts are blaming colleges for worthless degrees.
I'm starting to think that my college degrees have been a waste.
I just graduated from community college with my dance degree.
So today we're going to be talking about people who believe they got useless degrees in college. This has definitely grown in popularity to talk about with the difficult job market we've been in. Getting on top of it, these student loan debt repayments are going to start back up again when there are an increasing amount of people that have jobs that cannot pay for their bills on top of the student debt or don't have jobs at all right now. We're going to be taking a look at a lot of aspects of this because I think there's several different issues. Some people are getting degrees that honestly seem to be made up and no real possibility of getting a job in the real world, but others did get degrees that were once told to be very good, very lucrative in the future, and now everybody got them and it's oversaturated, so they're stuck in the same boat. We'll also be going over the college system as a whole when it comes to classes and how to lower your cost if you do want to graduate with the least amount of debt as possible. We also have some
brands. Tell me why.
Yeah, I remember her.
Fashion business
I did a video on this chick.
School. Here's my degree. I went to a fashion business school and I cannot even get a job that makes more than $17 an hour. I work for big brands. Like, I have experience working for luxury brands. I have multiple internships under my belt. I'm very smart. I'm very capable. And literally none of these places are hiring. Every single job, especially where I'm applying to in Manhattan, because the fashion capital of the world. I'm like, if I'm going to go anywhere, it's going to be Manhattan. I cannot get a job that pays more than like $17 an hour. Like,
she's better off working at Costco.
Really?
Guys,
you probably
hey,
make $30 an hour at Costco.
If any of you guys are actually looking to change careers, guys, go work at Costco, man. Especially if you have a degree or any type of experience, you can get into their management program and they will pay you while they train you, you know? So
am I gonna be poor forever? Like, I'm just like, I can't. And people are like, just keep applying. I'm like, I've been applying every single day doing hundreds of applications. I'm about to call my school up and say that this degree that I spent 4 years trying to get, 4 years, was a waste of money.
I don't know what she expected the response to be. We can look at a couple of the comments. We're surprised that you're surprised with over 30,000 likes. You went to college for a hobby with almost 65,000 likes. Because follow your passion is the worst advice a college kid can receive. I bet all of us heard that during high school. If you follow your passion and get your dream job, you'll never work a day in your life, blah, blah, blah. And I guess that landed this woman maybe $17 an hour in one of the most expensive places to live on the planet. And the last comment, those degrees are for people with connections. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but we'll just go to the next one.
My degree from UCLA is practically useless to me. And I'm sure you're wondering, Sophia, how come you just got that thing? And I'll tell you how come. So I graduated from UCLA in June with a bachelor's in psychology. And
look at that, guys, a bachelor's in psychology. Why? Oh, and Laughing Man, thanks for handing out a membership earlier, man. I don't think I shouted you out. Here you go, buddy. Let's hit the like button. Yeah, hit the join button. Appreciate that.
Practically all of my internship and work experience was in marketing because that's what I thought I was going to do with my life after I graduated college. But then 2 months out of college, I had this sobering realization that that was actually not what I wanted to do with my life anymore.
Dumbass.
And then, of course, I was very panicked by that realization because what was I going to do with my life now after everything I had done to set myself onto the right track? And so after some soul searching, I found something new. It was an industry that I didn't realize existed until that moment, but it felt like it had everything I was looking for. The problem is this is not an easy industry to get into, and generally one of the main requirements to even get into it is to have a degree related to that industry, and that I do not have. Yeah, unfortunately, psychology is nowhere near that. I also evidently don't have any relevant work experience.
So she's trying to get into art, and guys, we all know what that means. She's gonna be hanging out around these art shows and letting freaking Gavin shoot up the club. Oh, guys, hold on, guys, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me do this, guys. Hold on, guys. Look at this, guys. Gen Z. Look at this, guys. I'm gonna do a video on this. Hey, guys, remember how I talked about Gavin and Nug, right?
Yeah.
How Gavin's the white version? Because look, Gen Z created a new type of man to avoid. There's young men strutting around with tote bags, holding up feminist literature and showing off their newly purchased vinyls. This is a performative male, the latest meme. Performative male doesn't perform traditional masculinity a la Jim Bro. He's a curated, notably alt intellectual, and in Gen Z terms, soft aesthetic with the purpose of attracting progressive chicks. They drink matcha, read bell hooks, and listen to female singer-songwriters and carry emergency tampons. I told you guys, this is Gavin right here.
No, that's Loki. That's Loki. He's a trickster.
Seriously, but guys, people don't understand when I talk about Gavin, the starving artist, right? News boy hat hipster. Look at this, guys. Image. There you go. Wait, where's he at?
Nah, I disagree with King Raymond. Johnny Depp was always a cool guy.
This guy. And Johnny Depp actually has talent. Guys, here's the thing. Guys, there's a reason why Johnny Depp is the way he is. Okay? And I
you guys know where he got his start?
He was on 21 Jump
Street.
Guys,
and you know who was supposed to be the ladies' man? Who was supposed to be the breakout star to be the ladies' man?
Who's that?
That it was intended to be Richard Grieco, but Johnny Depp ended up stealing it.
So, guys, Johnny Depp was a pretty boy. Hollywood only wanted him to be like a pretty boy heartthrob. So that's why he's been taking on such strange roles his entire career, is so that he's not just getting roles based on his looks. And he did a good job of it. You know what I'm saying?
And he was in the original Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yep, that's true. That's like Helena Bonham Carter did the same thing.
Yeah.
They wanted her to be this like kind of cute British chick, but then she decided to take all the weird roles. And you guys know who else is doing this? Guys, Kaylee Kuko. She's made so much money in Big Bang Theory that now she does all these odd, weird roles because she doesn't want to be typecast as the duncy hot chick. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I like actors and actresses who do that. Yeah, guys.
Edward Scissorhands.
So, guys, I've been telling you guys that we've been saying this forever. Gavin, the starving artist, yeah, man, I'm like not like aggro, bro. I'm like a feminist. I listen to like, Nina Simone, bro. I read like Susan B. Anthony's like original writings, bro. Please, all it is dudes trying to smell girls' panties. That's all it is. This guy said, there's a darker interpretation. Maybe these men are not what they seem. Perhaps their tastes and behaviors are all perception. The performative male has joined a group of suspicious masculine archetypes that came before it. The two-faced wife guy, the toxic male manipulator. So how do these signifiers of performance male come to fall under suspicion? Should you really be worried about dating a man who listens to Claro? Is it bad to be a performative when gender is inherently a performance? There you go. This is why the left will always eat themselves. From hipsters to soft boys to the more derogatory offshoot of cuck boy, the internet has long questioned the integrity of this genre of men who eschew your traditional representations of masculinity either through their personal style or consumption habits. In the age of TikTok, the average person, even one who doesn't live in Bushwick, has become a lot more familiar with men who embrace a sense of freedom around gender. So the app has given the average man a historically novel public visibility, making a significant difference to their public presentation and also their ability to play with gender presentation. This is all such woman BS, guys. Guys, we're out here working, so none of this matters to us. So this exposure to wider acceptance, the genre of men, hasn't exactly made us less confused about them. On the one hand, they're often assumed to be emotionally intelligent, unproblematic, so politically progressive, if not outright feminist. But is this an act? Of course it is.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Yeah, it seems like the internet is caught in this perpetual cycle of glorifying and later questioning the integrity of these men. So whenever they gain publicity, pop singer Harry Styles, for example, was once lauded for dancing with men in his music videos and wearing feminine articles of clothing. For a time, though, he also faced charges of queer baiting, a term of queer aesthetics by straight cis men for their own personal, professional advantage. Guys, look at this, man. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Hey, man. He doubles his dating pool. I got to give him credit for that. Foster finds that skepticism around men who don these aesthetics is partly a conversation around privilege. There it is, of course. The critique is that men are reaping the sort of social and symbolic set of rewards for participating in these feminized and sometimes queer aesthetics without bearing any of the costs that come typically circled around queer and marginalized men or women. So, guys, this is why you don't bend your knee to the wokes, right? You can never be woke enough. I know two guys that play for the other team, and they cannot stand the militant gaze. It pisses them off.
But hey, Cord, did you know that you have masculine capital?
Really?
Foster found that men who feel comfortable wearing dresses or drinking matchas are often men who already possess masculine capital, i.e. they're cisgendered, white, conventionally attractive, and middle or upper class.
Right.
Look at that, guys. What is going on?
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Look at that.
You know, the only place I want to drink a fruity alcoholic beverage is where the topless women on a tropical island are serving them.
Yeah. I don't understand it, man. I don't. This is why you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Look at. He adds that these soft boy signifiers often have the reverse effect of focalizing their conventional attractiveness. Take, for example, Styles wearing his pink fringe vest that displays his six-pack abs. Come on. Come on, guys. Really?
Yeah, that tattoo just screams, go ahead, hit the poofty.
He's a salt swallower. A pillow boy, huh? He said that fart huffer has a butterfly target on his chest.
Yeah, well,
it isn't that signifier strategic or shallow, but rather they can read as misleading. M2 showed us that even supposed nice guys can be capable of alleged manipulation and abuse. Please. Now, the kind of guy who goes to therapy, who's also treating his partner badly, has become flattened into the starter pack style meme. And the faux enlightened man has become a frequent observation in pop culture. Look at that. Someone says, in an effort to rehabilitate his image following allegations of DV against Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt has taken on a more gender-fluid approach to fashion. Jonathan Majors did the same thing, wearing pink boots. Is there too much distrust between the sexes? Yes. Look at that. Someone says the performative male trend is aligned with much of the hostility that we're seeing in dating at large. We don't trust that anyone's intentions are good. That's women. Guys, men are that way because we get screwed. This hostility is viable in the level of suspicion, surveillance, and arbitrary rules that factor into dating right now. The legitimate warning signs that men can display that someone's style or dress or taste in books is perhaps not the thing to focus on. Look at that, guys. It's not a counterattack to wokeness, but a realization that some of the rhetoric of wokeness around heterosexual dating relations impose new restrictions that do not actually liberate us. So circling back to a place where it's okay to admit that you are that you are a person with desires and that you might act accordingly. Look at that, guys. Never, ever been the need to the wokes. So guys that actually are, I want a girl to take care of me and I don't want to, fight anyone who breaks into the house. Right? I thought those are the types of men that these chicks want. But then the moment one comes out of the woodwork, it's, how dare you? Right? Look at that. Someone says, wait, so you're telling me that there are now people who pretend to be something they aren't in order to attract dates? This never happened in the history of the world. Someone says, peacocking has been around for a millennia. Facts. What a joke. Guys, this is the male feminist right here. And these chicks have been falling for this for so long. So, guys, I think we're at the hour and a half mark, so I think I'm going to shut this down. Guys, I will be live with Devil's Advocate. He's a smaller content creator. He'll be on tomorrow, guys. That'll be 9 p.m. tomorrow. Corey, any closing statements on these useless degrees?
No, I think we hit all the high points, and the people that follow you are smart enough to see through the nonsense.
Yeah, they're cooked.
You just can't help people that can't think for themselves.
Yep. That's true.
And it's worse when they double down on their position instead of saying, "Ooh, yeah, I need to rethink that."
And don't argue with them, right? Just look at them.
You can't handle the truth.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
walk away.
It's never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake.
Facts, yep. It's true. So, but all right, you guys, let's shut this bad boy down. I appreciate you guys. Catch you guys next one. Bye, guys.
Hey, brother.
Take it easy. Thanks, Court.